So, choosing our eternal best. Some people act like they don't believe in eternity. Some people act like this is it. This is all that there is, and we act accordingly. But as Christian people, as followers of Jesus, we understand that this life that lasts a limited period of time, it talks about 70, 80 years. There are records of people living very long lives, close to 100. But we know that it's limited. And we have this hope that is taught from beginning to end in this book, that there is another world, that there is another life, and that while this life is fixed and finite and temporary, that life is permanent and never will end. I don't think that we can adequately prepare and deal with and answer the questions that surround the coronavirus apart from appreciating and reminding ourselves the eternal perspective that we have. Because all that coronavirus is doing in terms of, it's just reminding us. It's just reminding us. It's reminding us of the fact that we're mortal. It's reminding us of the fact that we're going to die. It's giving us this lingering idea that the time of our departure from this planet, our death, will not come on our own terms and in our own timing. Because if that was the case, we would probably never go. We would never go. And so what was on my mind yesterday and the day before is how do I prepare? How do I help the people of South Church prepare for this reality? And at the beginning, we talked about things that we can do physically. But my job as your pastor is to help you to be ready eternally. My job as your pastor is to help us all think about folks that we know that are just completely unnerved and by this, and to remind us all of why we can have hope, why we can actually be among those who help. We help, we serve because we have hope. Okay? And if we didn't have hope, if we were worried that if we contracted this, that we were going to be permanently gone, we would be like everyone else. We would stand back. We would stay away. We would hide out. But no, because we have hope of life everlasting, because we do, we can help. And so, let's talk about our hope. Let's talk about the teachings of Jesus, which I'll just say right off the bat, they're strong, they're direct, they have far-reaching implications, and I believe every word. And I believe every word. He started out by saying, look at the plants. Let's look at agriculture. He said, Greeks, you want to know me? This is the first thing that you need to know. The hour has come for the Son of Man to be glorified. The hour has come when I'm going to die. And I'm going to be glorified. I'm going to be made known through my death. People are going to know God better because I die. People are going to honor me because I die. Obviously, that's the case. Obviously, that happened. We honor him for what he was willing to do for us, that he loved God enough, that he loved us enough in order to do this. And then he said, unless a grain of wheat falls into the earth and dies, it remains just a single grain. But if it dies, it bears much fruit. And we say, okay, we're following you so far. We know that we may all, I found out today we don't actually have seeds hanging around the house. Thought we had seeds hanging around the house. Don't have seeds hanging around the house. But some of us have seeds around the house, and we know that keep a seed on the shelf doesn't do anything. You're not going to eat any tomatoes from a tomato seed. But plant that seed and you get an abundant crop. And he was saying that unless I die, unless I suffer and die, I can't help you. And so we think about that moment on the cross when he was dying, and others said, if you're really the Messiah, if you're really the Christ, if you're really who you said you are, come on down. He saved others, but he couldn't save himself. Do you remember that phrase? And in any case, he says, I do love you, and I do have the power to do something about it, but I'm going to use my power to stay here because I love you and I love God. And then he goes on to say this. And I want to read it from the New Living Translation, which I don't have memorized. I have the other version memorized, but I don't have that one. He says this, those who love their life will lose it. Those who love their life will lose it. Do you really need me to explain that phrase to you? Do you? I mean, I think we know what that means. We love this world. We love the independence. We love being self-sufficient. We love the things that go along with this world, the perks, the prerogatives, the things that are great about this world. We love this life sometimes. Not all the times, but a lot of the time. And he warns us and he says, don't get so attached to this world, because if you do, if that defines and describes you, then that's a dead end. That's a permanent dead end. Those who love their life will lose it. Will lose it. And then he goes on to say, those who hate their life in this world will keep it for eternal life. Well, we want that. We want that. And so there's the sense of, well, how could I ever hate my life in this world? And he's saying, anything, John, anything in your life that you cling to that allows you to forget about me, to forget about who I am, to forget about my purpose, to forget about my teachings, that separates you from me, he says, you really need to distance yourself from that. You need to dislike that part of us that very much wants to say, I want to go it on my own. I want to hate that. So there's the promise. Those who love their life will lose it, and those who hate their life in this world will keep it for eternal life. Some have said, one of the questions people ask is, how can a loving God send people to hell? And there's no record of that's how anything like that works. It's pretty clear that God has given us free will. He's given us the ability to make choices, and that based on the choices that we make, he will act accordingly. And that there is, and that the consequences are eternal. For some of you, that probably still doesn't make sense, so I found an illustration in a book that I'm reading called Confronting Christianity by Rebecca McLaughlin. And she tells a story that came out of a Russian novel written by Alexander Pushkin. And the novel is called Eugene Onegin. And I knew that I didn't have it correctly pronounced, so I talked to our Russian organist, and she had me repeat it 10 or 12 times until I finally got it. Don't ask me again. We're just going to call him Eugene. Well, Eugene is the leading character in the book, and he's a wealthy aristocrat. He's a young man who's got everything going for him. He's handsome, he's got power, he's got money, and he meets this girl, and she's just enamored, just starstruck, just loves him. And so this girl named Tatiana writes him a letter and says, Eugene, I really love you, and I would love to marry you. Won't you do that? And he sees the letter and he just discards it, and he never thinks another thing of it. Finally, they meet a second time. She's a little bit older, and again she declares her love for Eugene and says, I want to spend my life with you. Won't you marry me? We'll be happy together. And he says, No, I could marry you today, but after a while, I would just get bored with you, and then I'd end up divorcing you, and that wouldn't be any way. So he turns her down. Years pass, and he's at this social gathering, a very nice affair, and he meets this stunningly beautiful woman. And it's Tatiana. And Tatiana is no longer single. Tatiana is now married. And Eugene has a change of thinking. He says, okay, this is your chance. I'll take you up on it. I'll marry you now. And she says, no, Eugene, I'm married now, and I would have married you years ago, but I'm now married to another man, and I will not betray his love. I care about you still, Eugene, but I'm not gonna marry you. And it says that he left that place and went through much of the rest of his life just distraught. And Rebecca McLaughlin in her book writes this about why she shared that illustration. She says, for many of us, it is easy to reject Jesus now. Like Tatiana's letter to Onegin, his offer is touching, but we believe we will be happier without such a commitment. We worry he will cramp our style. So we move on with life and leave him in the spiritual countryside. One day, the Bible warns, we will see Jesus in all his glory, our eyes painfully open to his majesty. We will know in that moment that all our greatest treasures were nothing compared with him. And we will bitterly regret that decision. But it will be no more unfair than Tatiana's rejection of Eugene. If we accept Jesus now, we will live with him forever in a fullness of life we cannot imagine. If we reject him, he will one day reject us, and we will be eternally devastated. The choice is ours. Those who love their life in this world will keep it for eternal life. That's the promise. That's what we hang on to, and that's why we don't panic. And so, if it's true that there is a real hope, if it's true that people are in trouble and that the planet is in danger, and we know someone who came to rescue them that offered a solution, then it would be immoral of us not to share that with them. And so that's really what he talks about next. Whoever serves me must follow me. Anyone who wants to serve me must follow me. You know, if you read the Gospels, the first part, you know, you say, you know, that would be great. I'd love to follow Jesus. I'd love to have the ability to pray for people and have them get well. And we can pray for people, and maybe they don't get well in the same way, but we can pray for people. And I'd love to have the ability to feed thousands. I'd love to have that ability. Well, we can't do it in quite the same way, but if we give and if we serve on April 4th, we can, in fact, feed thousands. So we like that part, and that's part of it. But what the Gospels dedicate a disproportionate amount of ink to is describing his last week. And that's part of following Jesus too. Because we know that if we follow Jesus, he was rejected. He said, you know, you'll be. People didn't always appreciate him. And he says, people won't always appreciate you either. But he says, those who want to serve me must follow me. Because my servants must be where I am. So we take this same path. It's a difficult path, but it leads to life. It leads to life. And his plan and his hope for all of us is that we might be with him in that place that he's prepared for all of us. But he just says, look, it's not the easiest road in the world. It's a tough road. It's a sacrificial road. But he said, walk it, and my Father will honor you. If we ever feel like the rewards of this life are insufficient, temporary, and not enough, he says, this is a reward that you'll be glad that you always took it. Glad that you always took it. Well, I think we've talked enough about this. If you were listening to Jesus that day, I think it was painfully clear that if you were listening to Jesus, that you had a choice to make. A choice to make. He talks about those who love their life, and he talks about those who hate their life. He talks about essentially those who don't trust him and those who trust him. And he says to me, and he says to all of us, which are you? Which are you? At one level, we say, you know, I'm going to trust in you, and I'm going to choose that path. And in another way, I say to you, and I say to myself, you know, I needed to be reminded. I needed to be reminded that sometimes I get too attached to this life, and I need to disengage. And sometimes I can be far too casual and far too lackadaisical about my relationship with him. And I need to cling to him and to his truth, because at the end of the day, at the end of the life, his truth, his words are what's going to matter. So, let's make the choice for life and offer hope. Amen. Lord Jesus, we love you. We want to serve you regardless of the cost. And Lord, we know people who aren't in that place. Help us to know how to serve and follow you in this world, and help us to know how to share your hope with those near and far. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.